Of all the illicit goods trafficked through the global black market, there is one trade that operates in total darkness, where the ultimate product being bought and sold is human death. Forget the Hollywood myth of the wealthy, sophisticated assassin in a tailored suit. The reality of contract killing is a gritty, high-volume enterprise. This is a sprawling economic system that operates almost everywhere. Hits are ordered in small towns, rural communities, and major metropolitan centers like Los Angeles. Modern assassination operates as a highly organized global industry, driven by cold economics rather than personal vendettas. We can see the human cost of this industry in cases like Eric's. He ran a technology company and discovered a government official actively stealing public funds, which he immediately reported to the police. His honesty was met with immediate retaliation. Just minutes after dropping his children off at school, 2 hitmen approached his car and gunned him down in broad daylight. Despite multiple witnesses and physical evidence left at the scene, the killers walked away. Eric's widow and children now live in hiding, terrified that the men who murdered their father will return. Cases like this force a difficult question. When an underground economy is built entirely on taking human life, how does it continue to operate out in the open without being dismantled by law enforcement? To understand how the market sustains itself, we look at who generates the demand. In South Africa, that demand often stems from legitimate business operations. The country relies heavily on a massive fleet of minibus taxis. It is an incredibly lucrative industry that transports millions of commuters a day and generates around $4.7 billion every year. With margins that high, the fight to control the most profitable transport routes is brutal. Business rivals actively plot against one another for territorial dominance. Instead of lowering fares or improving service, taxi bosses frequently hire specialized hit squads to permanently eliminate their competition. In this specific sector, ordering an assassination is treated as a standard, albeit horrifying, corporate expense to protect the bottom line. Once the demand is established, the market naturally provides the supply. The people actually pulling the trigger share a remarkably consistent demographic profile. These young men often grow up orphaned in environments of extreme poverty. Surrounded by gang violence from a young age, they view contract killing as one of their only viable paths to making a living. This chart shows how the economics of a hit actually work. While a boss might pay $100,000 for a contract, that money gets diluted across a crew of backups and drivers, leaving the primary shooter with roughly $1,400. To survive the psychological weight of their work, many young men rely on heavy drinking and force themselves to view murder as a strictly mechanical routine. As long as systemic poverty continues to trap generations in these conditions, buyers will always have access to a cheap, endless supply of desperate young men willing to kill for a paycheck. But demand and supply alone don't explain how the market thrives. There is a hidden third pillar that keeps this economy running smoothly: the enablers. In many regions, the buyers and killers are directly facilitated by the exact institution sworn to stop them, the local police. Corrupt officers actively supply the black market. When police confiscate heavy military weapons like R5 assault rifles, they frequently turn around and sell those exact firearms to active hitmen. They go even further to protect the killers. Officers regularly rent out their official uniforms, allowing assassins to confidently walk right up to a victim's front door without raising any suspicion. When authorities actively clear the area, supply the weapons, and provide the disguises, the black market operates with near impunity. This level of complicity reaches far beyond a few low-level officers taking bribes. It stretches to the very top levels of state governance. South Africa's own Minister of Police publicly acknowledged the severe crisis festering within his own ranks. Data from the government's Special Task Force shows they have arrested 337 assassins in recent years. But looking internally, 47 of those arrested for contract murder were active members of the South African Police Service. The same networks used to control taxi routes are available as a side hustle for hire. They provide a tool for anyone, from rival corporations to corrupt officials, to target whistleblowers like Eric and silence their testimony. This creates a culture where the threat of a hit overrides the actual law. When a business leader or a politician can simply purchase the silence of an opponent, the entire system of public accountability collapses. The killers themselves often feel trapped, unable to leave a cycle of violence that began with the murder of their own parents and will likely end with their own violent death. The existence of this market ensures that the most violent actors become the ultimate arbiters of the truth. In this economy, the person with the most cash and the least conscience decides who gets to speak and who is silenced forever.